People are crazy.
Of the citizens of this country by law enforcement that took an oath to uphold. Did you take an oath to uphold the Constitution?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
No.
This is going to play back great on video. So did you take an oath?
Would you like to talk to the supervisor?
No, hang on just one moment. Did you take an oath to uphold the Constitution?
Would you like to talk to the supervisor?
Did you take an oath to uphold the Constitution?
Would you like to talk to the supervisor?
I'll talk to her when you answer my question.
I'll talk to you when you answer my question.
I'm going to talk to her momentarily. Did you take an oath to uphold the Constitution?
I'll talk to you momentarily once you answer my question.
I just did. I'll talk to her in a minute.
And I just answered your question.
So you didn't take an oath to uphold the Constitution?
You're putting words into my mouth, too.
Well, I'm asking a question. Did you
I asked you a question as well. We'll go back and
okay,
forth.
well, let's stand here.
Okay, so...
I'm sorry, I don't want to put my hands in my pocket. I don't want...
Well, here's the thing. How do you deal with it? Now, this is pretty good, the way the guy's dealing with the frauditor. He's throwing it right back in their face. Guys run in with the camera, stick it in your face. Well, yeah, he's throwing it back at him. But I'm going to give you a better example of how to deal with a frauditor. Guy runs up, shoves that camera in your face, assume he's a frauditor. These guys did very well.
They made that flight. You did. And you think, you're going to check me in. I bet you we won't. Okay?
I paid for a ticket.
And you didn't pay $25 for an agent assist fee, and you checked in 3 hours later. Hello.
I just said that I.
Get on your flight.
Yeah, I just said that I would pay the $25.
And you thought you was going to get on your flight. And you thought you was going to get on your flight. And you thought you was going to get on your flight.
I literally paid for a ticket. I'm here 30 minutes. I'm here 30 minutes before my flight, and they're not letting me check in.
And you're not getting on your flight.
Because it's a policy. We don't control that.
And you will never.
She's doing a good job with dealing with the frauditor. Seriously.
About to let me check in. You were about to let me check in,
Oh,
and you decided that you ain't gonna let me check in.
Make me check you in.
Good job.
I literally work for a company that I bought a plane ticket for. I'm here 30 minutes before the
Can you
flight.
please leave, sir?
No.
Can you please leave my personal space?
I'm not in your personal space.
You're in
This
my
is
face.
not your
I work
personal
here. This is my
space.
stationery.
This is not
I'm
your
at work here.
personal space. You work for a company. This is not your personal space.
We ain't got to worry about it. We ain't got to worry about it.
You don't have to worry about it. You're literally not doing your job.
They are actually dealing with this the correct way, believe it or not. Frauditor sticks his camera in their face, and they're throwing it right back at him. Good on them.
For a customer that has paid for a plane ticket to get home.
I told you stop the camera on me, sir.
No cameras. She said no cameras. But what does he do? Oh, he shoves it in
I'm
their
literally
face.
here at Frontier. I bought a ticket, and they are not letting me check in. For no reason whatsoever.
Well, you said you're never flying the airline again, so we might as well help you out and have you not fly the airline.
I've already bought a ticket.
You know, people are complaining about that. They complain about everybody. They complain about the police. But the fact is, they're handling this correctly, and there's a lot more to this story than what this guy led on. Okay, here we go with the frauditor again.
Building when you went through.
Well, I just want to make sure you're not like doing nothing weird like child trafficking or nothing.
That is an absolutely bizarre thing to say. I mean,
Shenanigans.
No, it's not bizarre at all.
And we're calling shenanigans, folks. Because with Mike's past and the things he's done, it's not a weird question to ask him. Mike, you were banned from the Mormon churches for a lot of real disgusting and shady things. Like trying to sneak cameras in to record the ceremonies and rituals they do. Getting yourself trespassed from other churches for that. Not to mention getting yourself excommunicated from the church for trying to film adult films in the temples. Oh, and let's not forget the unsolicited pictures of your private parts that you were trying to send to women and then berating them and harassing them. Or, let's not forget the most recent thing, the racist tirade you had at the Brown Palace this past New Year's Eve. Yeah, your past and what you've done, it's a very fair question to ask from this gentleman.
ask it. Do you see any children around here?
No, but I have a kid in my car. That's why I'm concerned.
Do you think I can see through your windows there?
He's certainly
That's
trying.
absolutely bizarre. Absolutely bizarre.
It's not bizarre, and human trafficking is a multi-billion-dollar industry in America. And yeah, frauditors, yeah, of course. Child trafficking, frauditors, hey, they're from the same nest. They are the same, mostly.
No. Strange your mind would go there, but no child trafficking today.
No, that's a lie.
For no fucking reason.
I have a reason, you just don't know it.
That's why I asked. What your reason was?
I don't have to tell you. I have no interest in talking to somebody that goes to child trafficking the instant somebody aims a camera at them.
No, the guy's
I'm taking
disguised.
photos. That's not that weird.
Yeah, and he aimed the camera right at the guy's car with the kid in the car. Yeah.
All right. You have a good day.
Child trafficking, that's a fair question. Okay? The problem is people put up with frauditors. Okay? So that's what we got. And this is KULT News. He calls himself KULT News. Yeah. Anyway, he's disguised. He's hiding his face.
What a crazy thing to say. Look at this. Look at these tinted windows.
It's good to have them.
You see anything inside that vehicle? No, you can't.
Well, it's not for lack of trying.
His sick mind goes to child trafficking.
That is an accurate question, and you did nothing to dispel that. Okay?
You most definitely know your way around the business end of a dildo.
Well said. Okay.
That just make it obvious. The TSA, for many, many years now, the TSA has done nothing to stop terrorism, but they treat everyone like livestock, and they stop you. They get you used to putting up with warrantless searches of your belongings to, it's national security, you gotta do it. So now you're treated like criminals. That's what they wanted. Had nothing to do with terrorism. They've foiled 0 terrorist plots.
Okay, when he made that statement that TSA has nothing to do with security, nothing to do with terrorism, boom, the light bulb came on. Occam's razor kicked in. And I was wondering, why is TSA failing and all that? Well, the fact of the matter is, it was designed for something other than security. And I can't dismiss that because the evidence is supporting that. Now, if I'm wrong, then give me evidence to prove otherwise. But this guy hit the nail on the head.
And by the way, when tested, when internally tested by their own people, I wonder how often they'll notice if I just have a loaded gun in my suitcase. The answer is not very often.
Okay, the people that let those through are supervisors, because when the officers miss a test bag, they get fired, basically. I'll give you an example, okay, of a failed test. I used to work for TSA. This guy from the Blue Falcon team, or the Red team, he sends a test bag through. My coworker catches it. Okay, it's a pass, okay. I'm at another place, and I'm cleaning the table. I got the alcohol, and the damn alcohol, and this is 91% alcohol, by the way, rubbing alcohol. I'm cleaning the table at the station, and I accidentally knocked the bottle over, and it spills, and some of it goes off the table and onto the floor. Now, when we talk about alcohol on the floor, we're talking a few tablespoons. Nothing big. Anyway, I'm cleaning the table, and the guy from the Blue Falcon team says, "You clean that up right now, goddammit." And it's like, well, no, after, he pops off like that, I say, no, I refuse. He says, well, I'm part of the Red team. I said, I'm busy, I'm working. He says, well, what I could do is I could get you fired. And I said, yeah, of course he could. He says, well, I'll tell you what, if you don't clean that up right now, I'm going to fail you on this test, and I'm going to put your name on it. Even though my coworker already passed the test, the guy on the Red team said, I'll just change the name and I'll change the rating from pass to fail. Well, the dumbass, yeah, he changed it from pass to fail, but he forgot to put my name on it. And guess what happened to the other guy? I'm not saying he got fired, but I just never saw him again. Never happened. Okay, so these failure rates, most of those are done by supervisors. Sometimes they're fabricated. And the fact of the matter is, I was always wondering why this shit keeps rising up within the TSA ranks, and why they hire these buttholes, and why educated people don't stand a chance. And then this guy says, well, they were never intended for security. They were never intended to fight terrorism. Boom. That's when the Occam's razor light came on. Okay, but we got frauditors like Amagansett Press. And what's their intent? The problem is the police do nothing to stop it. But let's look at another frauditor action. And here we have Amagansett Press. Toodaloo. Off you go.
Take it easy, man. You kidding me?
Hey, what's going on?
Found this scumbag lurking outside your shower. I had no idea that these were co-ed bathrooms, so...
So you just decided to explore the bathroom you didn't know was co-ed?
Get out. Let's just hold on for... Get your camera and get out before I beat the hell out of you. I mean it.
What happened? The photographer you brought into my firehouse was playing Peepin' Tom in the bathroom.
I can't even...
It happened while I was in the shower.
It's okay, well,
I'll call the paper.
And we'll call CPD.
You want him arrested?
I want a formal complaint on the record.
If it happened here, it ain't the first time. Someone needs to know.
Get off the scene! Freedom of the press, buddy. You could try to destroy my name, but I can still sell photos of public employees wherever and whenever I want!
Casey, don't. He's not worth it.
Yeah, he is.
You gonna give us the room to do our jobs?
It's a public street, lady!
Okay, that's the problem with frauditors. Now, how do the police handle the frauditors? Well, they don't do it very well. So the problem is frauditors are assholes. They interfere. They engage in things. Now, do I have proof that they're engaged in child trafficking? Well, no, I can't prove it. But they sure are interested in children, and they say, well, we have no nefarious intent. The hell they don't. Frauditors lie. Okay? Amagansett Press. And yes, they interfere. They get in the way. Police tolerate it, usually. But people are not serious about combating frauditors. And apparently parents aren't serious about protecting their children. I have not had any dealings with frauditors. If I do, I'm sure the police will come and arrest me. But the fact is, let's take it for what it is. We've got to fight frauditing. YouTube, they're not... What is that noise? YouTube is not going to do anything about frauditing because it makes too much money. Yeah. So, yeah, they're going to film... Yeah. They're going to film children. They're going to film ladies in the shower. They're going to film everything and do whatever they want. Frauditors have attitudes. They're getting away with it. They're getting paid for it. Why don't you get a real job? They're making more money than a real job. Frauditing pays. Whether you like it or not, frauditing pays. And so does child trafficking. Yeah, child trafficking pays. That's why they do it. Now, I don't do it and I don't condone it. But then again, I'm not a frauditor.